Hey everybody, it's Mike with Crooked Crow Crafting. Today I want to show you how I built an Awakened Wyldwood for the Age of Sigmar. I put all the completed trees in the beginning of the video in case you didn't want to see the entire build, and I've also made a separate video with a link down below that shows you each individual tree on a rotating base. Hope you enjoy it. These are the reference photos I used in creating my Wyldwood. Here are the 9 trees in sets of 3 and individually. Here are some detailed photos of the trees. I used some basswood sheets I had lying around for the bases. The patterns were from an STL that my daughter downloaded. For each set of 3 trees, I made 2 bases the same and 1 different. Then I cut out all the shapes on my Dremel scroll saw. All the bases are done. Now I cut some aluminum craft wire. I cut these at 12 inches, but the average height of the trees was 6 to 8 inches. Hot glue is your friend. I also twisted in some floral wire to add some support for the trees and limbs. I made each tree with 3 levels of branches for the canopy. I'm using a cut up tile sponge to test the canopy. I wanted the tree trunks to have a nice texture, so I decided to use air dry clay. I tried texturing the clay with a few tools, but found this one to be the easiest. I used a small spray bottle of water to keep the clay moist. One tree down, 8 more to go. I added some Milliput Standard to the bases to strengthen them and give them depth. I'm using a spray bottle to moisten the milliput to help with smoothing it out. It's time to make some fungus. I used air dry clay, a straw, and what seems to be my favorite clay tool. I tried multiple ways to cut the circles in half and texture them. The easiest way was with the clay tool. Texture first and then cut them. In order for the fungus to conform to the trunks and make it easier to glue, they needed a concave surface. I trimmed the fungus with a diamond file that had a convex and a flat surface. I used gel superglue to attach the fungi, as it would fill any gaps between them and the trees. Vallejo texture paste is used to give a dirt texture to the bases. Army Painter Battlefield Rocks add some detail to the bases. I also used Citadel skulls and some spare Sylvaneth sprues to add even more interest. Skulls, jawbones, bugs, weapons, and shields. What's not to like? I coated the trees and rocks in the basic black acrylic paint in Mod Podge primer a la Blackmagic Craft. Over the black Mod Podge primer, the trunks were painted with Deco Art Dark Chocolate, Ceramacoat Territorial Beige, and then Apple Barrel English Ivy Green. Next was a dry brush of Folk Art Gray Frost. Everything was blackwashed with a homemade solution. The rocks were painted with Apple Barrel Dark Gray. I then lightly dry brushed with Folk Art Gray Frost. Some of the green was lost during the dry brushing, so I used 4 Sprite Army Painter Speed Paint to bring it back. You can see some of the finished trees in the background. In order to speed paint the fungus, I pre-painted all of them with Vallejo Cold White. At this point, the weapons and skulls on the bases were primed in white in preparation for speed paints. Magic Blue and Plasmatic Bolt speed paints were used for the fungus. First, I painted all of them with Plasmatic Bolt. and then edged them with magic glue. I used the Serum Coat Territorial Beige to paint the ground texture. Then I coated it with Citadel Agrex Earth Shade. Next, I dry brushed with Folk Art Hazy Moon. I cut up some tile sponges for the tree canopy. I had a couple of different ideas for this, but I ended up scalloping the edges, which looked better than a smooth edge. In order to color the sponge green, I used Craft Smart Campground and mixed it with Mod Podge. After the sponge was green, I coated it with Green Stuff World Dark Green Micro Leaves and left to dry. I sprinkled the edges with Green Stuff World Medium Green Micro Leaves. I'm spraying a white glue and water mix to adhere the leaves. Now to hot glue on the canopy. That's it. A couple of coats of matte varnish and done. Here are some of the Sylvaneth in the Wyldwood. If you would like to see videos of the individual trees, click on the link below. I hope you enjoyed the build video. Please like and subscribe.